Deus meus arriva me, torum do shoka vikilje, torum do shoka vikilje, Deus meus arriva me. In meum corut senum sit, torarirando groco gri, torarirando groco gri, in meum corut senum sit. Deus meus arriva me, torum do shoka vikilje, torum do shoka vikilje, Deus meus arriva me. Domine, Domine, exore me, manum vilom da grossa ie, manum vilom da grossa ie, Domine, Domine, exore me, manum vilom da grossa ie, Domine, Domine, exore me.
Hello everybody, thank you so much for joining me. Hope you're all doing well. God bless each and every one of you. So as I reported earlier today, a wee small village up in the northwest of Donegal called Gortahork. It's in Irish Gaeltacht. It's a place where they speak the Irish language. One of the last places they speak the Irish language as a first language in the whole of Ireland. And it's under, well, it's primed for plantation. The word has come out through radio in Gaeltacht that they're going to be putting 30-something migrants. But I've spoken to a fellow down in Gortahork, and he's been speaking to the teachers, and they've been asked to accommodate 50 migrant children. Now, they're talking about Gael schools where they speak the Irish language. So this is obviously going to affect the local schools. It's going to affect the resources. Our children are going to be put at risk here now, and we know that 87% of these asylum seekers are destroying passports on arrival. This is coming from the Minister of State herself, Helen McEntee. She has said this. This isn't some forum I heard this. 87% of asylum seekers are destroying passports, so we don't know who they are. They shouldn't be here. And I was thinking about this. These so-called students that will be at the school, we will have to take their word that they are indeed the age they say they are. We've seen all over Europe, including Ireland, that these migrant males, they could be in their mid-20s with a full beard and they say they're 10 years old. And because we're so woke and liberal, we have to accept it, and they're put into classrooms with our young children. So I did a video on that. It's got good traction. Hopefully you're sharing it, because it's a cultural genocide. We are being genocided as a people, as our culture. It's just non-stop. Where do these people stop? Alright, okay, so we're going to share a large prayer as Gaeilge, so please join us. Amen. Arnjahar tar now, go ní for Daniel, go dada the rate, go nyanter the holler and talav mar yanter now. Arnar na hul tur doing you, agus might do our fecta, mar waihem is our fect in a fian. Ag na election a gahu, ag sir shana olk, amen. Nanya manahar agus effect, agus spirit need, amen. Alright everybody, welcome to tonight's show. Thank you so much for joining me. I messed up the stream, the time it was supposed to start. That's why I created the stream instead of normally putting it for 8 o'clock. I put it at like 5 o'clock when I created it, so apologize about that. It was my fault. So good to see so many people in the live chat. Let me know where you're all from. Sean Mac, thanks for moderating. Sheepdog, thank you for moderating. Renome, good man, good to see you in the Irish language course last night. Let me know what you thought, Renome. It was great to see you there. And Stevie Thompson is absolutely right. Homeschool your children. So we had the Irish language course last night. It was fantastic. We had 20 people in there, and we pretty much divided the class in two. One for a complete beginner and one class for like lower intermediate. So and like there's still room for people to sign up to the Irish language course. It's fantastic. It's only €5 a course, €20 a month. And you're more than welcome to join. You'll get access to the courses. You'll get access to another platform we're trying to set up here now that will allow us to post resources and talk about and have like a way to communicate, a way to network, etc. Alright, so if you want to start or get involved in the Irish language course, there's a link in the description. You're more than welcome to join. Okay, where's everybody from here? Kilkenny says Sean Mac, Shrewsbury says Milford, New Jersey says Arn, Valley of Offaly says Titanic, Devon says Roll, Drumkeen says Mick, good man, just up the road from me. Hi everyone, local's been talking about Gortahork this past few weeks. Mr. Joel, yeah, well Gortahork's getting planted now soon. Wee small village of roughly 200 people. East Cork says Sheepdog, Robert McGuire, County Cavan. Sonia says Ruffo. Good stuff, Sonia. Thanks for joining us. Okay, everybody. We've got lots to cover tonight. Wicklow says James Byrne. Good man, James. Thanks for joining us. Hope you're doing well in there. This Twitter thread, I suppose you could call it. Let me zoom in a wee bit here. So this Aaron Hanzo, he shared my YouTube video, but he's another take on it, and he dug into who owns this hotel, right? So it's official. Austin, Lochgalton, and Donegal will soon be housing asylum seekers. Another hotel in the heart of the Gaeltacht confiscated for the new plantation, tearing away at the soul of a nation. Nowhere is safe. All buildings are a game. He posts my video here, or shares it. A local man had just been on radio in the Gaeltacht discussing it. Wonder, will any Fianna Fáil, Fine Gael Champion politicians have anything to say? Well, I've heard nothing of the sort. Barney talked about the story, which is now in the news, blah, blah, blah. Here's the Austin Lochgalton on the map. Is in the middle of nowhere. 1+ hours to the main hospital. Putting economic migrants cloaked as refugees in the middle of a dying Gaeltacht is not an act of protection. It's a declaration of war. Look at it up at the northwest of Doon, the Niall McConnell, Donegal. Who actually owns Austin Lochgalton now? A Kildare construction company called Northgate is the main shareholder. And the main shareholder is Northgate. In Northgate is a Dr. Marie Horgan Limited. So there we go. Let me go to the live chat to see what you're all saying about this. Renum says, Niall, I find it intimidating, Niall, but I think it's been structured well. I thought our teacher communicated well, and so I'm hopeful I'll be able to get educated. It'll be divided into 2 groups, Renum. You're a beginner, so don't worry. You'll be in with other people like yourself who are just new to the language, so don't worry about it. You're all welcome to join the Irish language course. Link is in the description to join. Any questions? Any comments? What happened to the Irish barbers? I don't know what you mean. Titanic Lover says, hi Niall, I might be able to get a TD to talk about it if you want. Yep, send me a message through the website. Aaron Brown says, this is very close to where my family came from in Ireland. Disgusting to see it being planted with foreigners. Absolutely, Aaron, 100%. Nobby says, James Byrne, they're not refugees, they're scammers. Yep. We'll try free up Wednesdays. Good man, Zorowski. Now, the complete beginners course is on a Tuesday, and the kind of lower intermediate is Wednesdays at 7 p.m. You're more than welcome to join. Sign up now in the description. Let me play a wee small part of this clip here where I talk about what's happening in Gortahork. I'm sure you share this video too, if you haven't already. Niall McConnell, and I've got some breaking news coming from Gortahork, northwest Donegal. It is on the brink of plantation on the Barskeelta, region of the Gaeltacht in County Donegal. The last 10 minutes they announced that Austin Lochgalton will be housing 36 migrants. But after some digging, the local, I've just spoken to a fella from Gortahork on the phone. He's been speaking to the local primary school, and he has told me that there's apparently 50 students as well that are to be dispersed among 3 local primary schools. Now, Gortahork is one of the last bastions of the Irish language, and this is going to completely destroy the culture of that wee town. We're seeing a hostile invasion right now, not only Donegal but all over Ireland. It's frightening what's happening, and we'll never get this back. So, I'm standing up for the people of Gortahork. I stand in solidarity with the people of Gortahork. You have every right to say no to this mass immigration invasion. You have the right to self-preservation. You have the right to self-determination. And Gortahork is a very historic wee town. Padraig Pearse, one of the 1916 Irish Revolution leaders, he gave lectures down in Gortahork in the local Gael school. Jerry Adams, former Sinn Féin leader, has a getaway home down there as well, where he learnt the Irish language. We're seeing the complete and utter annihilation of our ancient Irish cultures. Gortahork, northwest Donegal, is an Irish-speaking wee village of, depends where you look, roughly 200 people. So I'm getting leaflets done up right now as I speak, for Gortahork particularly, why they should say no to this mass immigration invasion. So I'm getting proactive. I'm going to do the best I can to let the people of Gortahork know what's happening and why they should say no. You have the absolute right to say no. You have the right to know who lives beside you. Don't forget, 87% of asylum seekers arriving into Ireland are destroying their passports. We don't know who they are. And these so-called students that are going into their primary schools, we've seen this happen all over Europe, including Ireland. Migrant men, they could be in their 20s, claiming to be 10 years old, full beards. And because they're destroying their passports, we just have to take them for their word. And the problem is too that the schools do not have the capacity, they do not have the resources the students coming in there, they're not going to speak Irish. They probably won't even speak English. So the teachers will have to spend their time teaching and helping these new students, and our own Irish students are going to suffer, and it's going to affect the Irish language. One of the last bastions of the Irish language is in Gortahork. It's breaking my heart. I've been speaking out against this for a long time. Like, I've been speaking about this for well over 5 years. 10 years you're chatting, warning the people of Donegal, warning the people of Ireland about the imminent mass immigration invasion, and we're seeing it now firsthand. We small villages like Gortahork. So if you think your town is exempt from this, well, think again. Every town, village and city in Ireland is earmarked for utter plantation. Oh god. I'll be running in the general... Hopefully I was showing that video there and I just wasn't... It wasn't just showing me listening to myself. Okay. You get the message anyway. But Gortahork, about to be planted by these migrants. And hold on a minute, I saw an article there now. Let's see if we can bring this up. Ocean FM. This has been brought to my attention. We'll play this next now because this is in County Sligo. 600 migrants are about to be planted in County Sligo. My God, hey. So this is local councillor, Fine Gael councillor Thomas. Let's see what he has to say about the 600 migrants about to be planted in Sligo town.
So correct.
I'm McDowan, sure.
Wrong on every...
Tor bat ordi agus nís éfachti hef fun of that.
Yeah, look, I'm extremely disappointed. I think this is wrong. Wrong on every level. It's a mistake. And sometimes in big emergency situations, we can make mistakes in terms of policy legislation. And this certainly is a mistake where we displace one section of society for another section of society. And I have no issues with people who are coming from war-torn countries. We are regulated under EU law to support those in need of shelter. But this situation where we displace one section of society for
complete
another...
nonsense. There's no obligation under EU law to accept any migrants into Ireland. That's a load of nonsense. We opted into these migration pacts.
Other section of society and allow it to happen under policy is completely wrong. It's unacceptable, and there is no excuse for this. It's morally wrong, it's economically wrong, it's ethically wrong, and there's no common sense. And this, how can we excuse displacing? I think there's 400 beds going to be allocated in Benbulben Court. We've seen 178 beds allocated in Milligan Court. That's 593 student beds taken out of a small area, a small town here in Sligo with university status just been granted in the last number of years. And it's just wrong.
Yeah, and this is 600 rooms, beds for students. Unbelievable. And
the reality is we have done this and it's because of greed. The reality is, if there was a common sense approach taken to this and we reduced the amount of money that was available to developers or accommodation providers, this wouldn't be allocated. It wouldn't be made available under the request to tender because those people who own these accommodation blocks wouldn't have even submitted the accommodation blocks to the tender process in the department. So once you make a level of funding available to those developers or accommodation providers, that's where it goes wrong. There is too much money involved here. And if we were to have the money or reduce it by 75%, you'd find that there wouldn't be as many of these accommodation providers or property owners putting their hands up to dump whoever is in them out the door and get off on the cash cow. That's the reality of what's happening here on the ground. This is an exceptionally poor decision in terms of policy by government. I'm a member of the government party, one of the government parties myself. I have to say there is no common sense. There is no common sense here in terms of the policy that we've went after, where we're providing huge amounts of money per day to accommodation providers to accommodate those international protection applicants. It's wrong. And what we want to do here in Sligo is have all the accommodation available to those, where we see more courses, level 7s, level 8s coming on stream in the Gaeltacht Technology University here in Sligo. We want to create a campus and an accommodation environment around it that meets the needs of the student population. And what the college is doing is increasing course places, increasing the number of courses, and we should be supporting that environment in our county town. We've done the complete opposite here. It's completely wrong.
Okay, listen to that Fine Gael spoofer councillor enough, saying he has no problem with migrants coming in here. Of course you don't. Fine Gael, Fianna Fáil, Sinn Féin, they all support the complete replacement of the Irish people in their own nation. This is an ethnic genocide. This is a cultural genocide. We are being replaced in our own country in real time. This is replacement migration, as the United Nations talk about. What's everybody saying in the live chat? It's too late, isn't it? It's never too late. Our ancestors have went through terrible atrocities before, and they've survived. They've gotten through it, and we'll do it again. Sean Maxey, this is a massive plantation of Ireland, talking probably 500,000 plus illegal immigrants in 2 years. It's unbelievable. There's legally, they say 150,000 came here last year alone. Okay. Okay. Just to let you know, that we do have this Irish language course available. There's a link in the description. Scroll down below this video. This is the page here, if it ever loads. You will be taught among Irish nationalists by an Irish nationalist, and you'll get to speak the Irish language with fellow patriots. There's a link in the description to sign up now. We had our first course, our first class yesterday. It was fantastic. I'm sure some of you in the live chat. You can sign up now to a monthly subscription for €20, so it's €5 a class. It's very, very cheap. It should be really €20 class, but that's alright. We're trying to make it as cheap as possible, so we get as many people enrolled, but we have to pay the teacher as well, So you're more than welcome to sign up, and the courses is for complete beginners on Tuesday and lower intermediate on Wednesday, 7 PM Irish time. So sign up now. And why not check out our completely revamped store? What have we got for you? We've got so many things. So the Irish Butcher Box, that's 100% grass-fed lamb and beef available now to order. We're working on a pork box, but right now you can get a lamb beef box. The lamb box is about 12 kilos. The beef box is 16 kilos, delivered to your front door anywhere in the island of Ireland and mainland UK. The highest quality lamb and beef in the world. You can't get any better. Scroll down below in the description. You can order it there. There is a link in the live chat and in the description. Support Irish farmers, support Irish butchers, abattoirs, haulage companies. Buy Irish, boycott the big supermarkets. And you can also check on our website, our shop. The link is in the description as well. We're making available Irish language books now. So you get the ultimate Irish language books, 3-in-1. It's an Irish grammar book, Irish verb book, and a day-by-day Irish conversation book. You buy all three of them or separately. Now this one is beautiful here. This is the wee Irish prayer book, Prayers of the Gael. Very cheap wee book, making it available for a very, very good price, €12.50. You can't beat that. And it's a wee booklet of our ancestral prayers that our ancestors have said throughout the century, if not the millennia. One side's Irish, the other side's English. And it was translated from Irish in 1914, and you can get it now delivered to your front door, no matter where you are in the world. And we've got some brand new books in our shop as well. Handbook of the New Fenian, Our Martyrs, an account of what our martyrs went through the penal laws, the Coming Revolution, the writings and speeches by Padraig Pearse, the Dewey Reams Bible, leather and paper, our own party newspaper, the Irish Patriot, the Irish language books, and we've got a complete volume, 2 volumes of a complete history of English rule in Ireland. Big, thick books, really, really good. So that's our shop. Check it out now. Support our work. Yeah, I need to get t-shirts made. I know it's just not enough time in the day. Okay. What else have we got in store for you here? Election of County Donegal. I hope I placed that by accident. So I've confronted this man. Confronted this man myself, Charlie Flanagan. He ran like a coward from Enoch Burke's brother, who called him out about the proposed hate speech bill today. Let's watch this.
He's coming down here, he says...
Charlie, how are you? Can I have a word with you about the hate crime bill? What's your intention tomorrow in relation to the bill? What's your intention in relation to the...
I'm talking to an old colleague of mine here. We're having a conversation.
A gender other than male or female.
A
gender other than male or female. Are you voting for that tomorrow? Can you explain your intention?
I'm talking to my friend, and he's disappearing, and I'm disappearing as well.
No, you're not disappearing, Charlie. You're the former Minister for Justice.
I'm not going
No,
to
you're
be
laughing.
What is your
on the street.
intention
You have a duty to
in
answer
relation
to
to the
people.
hate crime bill? What is your intention? A gender other than male or female.
This is Charlie
Flanagan. He's refusing to
I'm
tell the
refusing
public.
to engage.
Tell the public what he intends to do about the definition of gender that's passing through
Right.
on Wednesday. We're asking him to explain his position
Yes,
in
Fine Gael,
relation
former
to a
Minister.
gender other than male or female.
I'm being
he's
prohibited from walking
refusing
down the
to
street.
correspond-
Look, I'm going to the Guardian. I'm prohibited from walking down the street. No one's stopping you from walking. The Irish taxpayer pays your wages. The gall of these people.
refusing to answer
Apprehended me in a way
any
that's,
questions on the matter.
against the law.
This is being
Did he say against the law? The cheek of these people. He was the Minister of Justice. He's saying it's against the law. Did he say? Let me rewind that. Did he say that?
Prohibited from walking down the
to
street.
correspond, refusing to answer
Apprehended me in a
any
way that's,
questions on the matter.
against the law.
They've apprehended me in a way that's against the law. Asking these simple questions about what's your position on voting on an extremely important bill. Unbelievable.
This is being pushed through the Shannon. It's being pushed through the Shannon tomorrow at 4 p.m. The people deserve better, Charlie. The electorate will not be treated with contempt. You won't treat the electorate as fools. Can you tell us what about male or female? We're moving from male or female. Mr. Flanagan, former Minister for Justice, could you explain to the public what
He's laughing. He's
Escorted then by Gardaí. The Gardaí know your boy Burke's doing nothing wrong. He's doing absolutely nothing wrong. He is entitled. He's every right to question Justice, or well, he was Minister Flanagan. I think he's just a TD now. But you know, he's not stopping him walking. It's a public place.
smirking at the
gender
people.
I'm
other
refusing to
than
engage in this type of
male or female. Refusing to answer questions about the gender definition in the hate crime bill. He's running into a museum. He's got the Gardaí to help him. He's in hiding right now. I've just been speaking to Charlie Flanagan. He's the former Minister for Justice. And I've asked him what are his intentions in relation to the hate crime bill that's being forced through the Shannon and the Dáil tomorrow at
Very good. Very good. Yeah, this is the goal of these people, you know. What's everybody saying in the live chat there? Any questions or comments, please let me know. Let's move on. Irish Senator Barry Ward has just confirmed that crimes against Irish people are not as serious as crimes against foreigners. It's official now. We are second-class citizens in our own country. We knew this anyway, but let's listen to end to see what he has to say.
So if a child, for example, who is not Irish and maybe is ethnically different, is assaulted, let's say, on the street, the message that child takes is that they're not welcome, that they're different, that they're othered, that they are not safe or welcome in this community. That has a deep-seated psychological impact on that child. And that is something that's recognised, by the way, in the courts in terms of it being an aggravating factor at sentence, and it is something that is recognised in our criminal courts widely. I don't think, I've never heard that view in fact being disputed before. The notion that somebody...
Information? Sorry, I didn't dispute that view today, that judges have latitude in this area.
No, what you disputed, Senator Mullen, is that there's no difference between, let's say, a child born in Africa who is ethnically African, who comes to this country and is assaulted in the course of a hate crime and called names and othered and essentially told that they're not welcome, and a child who is assaulted because somebody doesn't like that child's father. There is a fundamental difference between those two things. It is so fundamental, in fact, that this House and the other House has spent a great deal of time passing an extensive piece of legislation to recognise the fact that that offence is markedly different in character and perhaps most importantly in the effect that it has on the victim of that crime. And I have never heard anybody in the law courts or in these houses actually dispute that fact, other than yourself, Senator Mullen, who stood up today and essentially said the same thing. And he talks about the fact that there is a tiering of victimhood. Well, I have news for you, Senator Mullen. Every single crime is different. Every offender is different and every victim is different. And the effect on every one of them is different. So of course there are tiers. And if you're somebody, for example, who's a victim of domestic violence and assault at home by your partner, that is completely different to somebody who's randomly assaulted on the street by somebody coming out of a pub. They are different. You can call them tiers, you can call them different.
I've heard enough of them. But what about if a migrant assaults an Irish person? Is that considered a hate crime? I bet you it wouldn't. You know, that's what we're seeing. We're seeing migrants attacking Irish en masse.
The Iraq.
Okay, moving on. Incredibly, the Irish government is trying to legalise assisted dying. If that wasn't bad enough, they have already passed legislation allowing nursing home operators to convert their facilities into migrant accommodation. That kicks in early 2025. We have all that to look forward to. Please tell me you see what's happening here. Carol Nolan spoke about this in the Dáil yesterday.
Opened if adopted, the Oireachtas will have opened a Pandora's box where the likelihood of grave injustices being visited upon one of the most vulnerable groups in our society will move from grim possibility to absolute certainty. The recommendation to proceed with legislation in this area, contrary to the overwhelming concerns of palliative care experts and hospice providers, is breathtaking in its arrogance, apparent indifference and willful cruelty. Given the clear and unambiguous international experience, there can be no excuses from members to say that they were operating in good faith or that they were hoping for the best. We know what the outcome of permissive law in this will achieve. The untimely, unfair and cruel and intentional infliction of premature death, where care and compassion could have been offered. This Dáil must reject this report. It must not allow what is essentially a monstrous dereliction of care to become embedded in our understanding of medicine and our treatment of the vulnerable. Once this line is crossed, I'm sure that members will in time come to see it as one of the single worst decisions that they have ever taken.
Yeah, well, like, they're just dressing it up. This assisted dying. It's euthanasia. It's killing elderly people. The same with the abortion. Sean Mackin, I think you're talking about this as well in the live chat. You know, abortion is healthcare. Termination of a pregnancy. No, it's killing people. Ireland is now the country of death, killing unborn Irish children. Now we're killing our elderly people. Anyway, it's hard to watch. You know, how do you sit back and observe what's happening in Ireland? Like, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. You know, it's difficult, but it needs to be done. So, where's the missing money? Matty McGrath asked the question about the 536 million missing, supposed to go with retrofitting.
Poverty pillar, there is the retrofitting and energy efficiency pillar, and then there's the agri-environmental pillar. And that's where the funding is going from the carbon tax revenues.
My God, you're a professional spinner and spoofer.
Sorry?
You're a professional spinner and spoofer. I asked the question about the 530. I asked the question about the 536 million missing. according to the CNAG report, not my report. You quote these, the CNAG, when you want to. But if I'll ask questions, well, you didn't ask. So I asked the question about the 530 million that's been robbed from the people that was collected in carbon tax, supposed to go back into retrofitting. And you went off of this pillar, that pillar, and the other pillar, around the house and mind the dresser. But you won't answer the question. But you're going around now canvassing every day and you're getting questions asked you and you can't answer them. Only waffle. This is fact. This is the controller, not the general. Do we give up altogether if we don't accept his reports? 530 million of the 1.36 billion collected from the people. Unfortunate people that are trying to live and survive and carry out business and travel to work. And there you are, telling us about all was spent here and there. I asked the question about 536 million missing. Imaha. Tosh Imaha. Like snow off a ditch. Doesn't matter to you anymore. The bike shed is only a chicken feed according to this. 536 million unaccounted for according to the Controller and Auditor General. Not Matthew McGrath's word. So spin your way out of that.
Well, first of all, Deputy, I commend your mastery of alliteration. But could I just say that what you're saying isn't true? I mean, the bottom line is
CNAG.
Very significant funding has been allocated to retrofitting. Yeah, but let me take the issue.
Please.
There's an allocation to social protection which goes into the various schemes to do with fuel poverty. And that's very clear in terms of what we've done on the fuel allowance, right? So that's happened. I'm answering your question. The retrofitting has been enormous allocation.
Where's the missing money?
And it's come from the carbon fund.
Where's the missing money?
And also, thirdly, in terms of agri-environmental schemes, that also has happened. In terms of the 113 million in carbon tax funding that's been allocated to agri-environmental schemes. Now, what I think we could do is, and I'm not sure whether you, and I invite you to support me in this because you have genuine concerns about where the funding is going. We could legislate to ring-fence the funding in legislation. And I think that would satisfy your needs. But I wonder, would you be supportive of that if the next government?
Where's the money gone?
If the next government was to bring in legislation
to
ring-fence the funding for specific purposes.
And what about the missing money?
Thank you. There's no missing money.
536 million.
Thank you.
A complete liar, Micheál Martin, isn't he? What do you say in the live chat here? Let me go and see what you're all saying. They have no shame, full of BS. It's Rusky, absolutely. Carbon tax, another scam. Yeah, you're right, Marina. Absolutely right. Carbon tax is a theft. It's thievery. Complete BS nonsense. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. Please share all these videos with your friends and family. We'll greatly appreciate it, everybody. Some people are making loads of money at this, says Scooby. Absolutely. Yeah, answer the question. No, he just a complete professional liar and spoofer, as Marty McGrath says. Okay. Hold on, I'm here now. I'm going into the shed building business as Zafna. Very good. Anyone going to the hurling game in Uri tomorrow night? My hometown playing Castlewellan, Green and Black Army. Very good. Good luck. Tomorrow to Castlewellan. So just let you know that we do have this Irish language course available if you want to enroll, no matter where you are in the world. 7 PM Irish time, Tuesdays and Wednesdays. Tuesdays is for the complete beginners. Wednesdays is for the lower intermediate. You're more than welcome to sign up. Great value for money. €5 course, €5 class. Sorry, €20 a month. 4 classes a month. Scroll down below this video for the course in the description. All right. Why don't you check out our store as well, our shop. We've got the Irish Butcher Box, grass-fed Irish lamb and beef delivered to your front door. You can't beat it. The highest quality lamb and beef in the world. Anybody who's ordered so far are very, very happy. It's actually cheaper in the long run because you're buying in bulk. You get it at a cheaper price. You're guaranteed grass-fed, grass-finished Irish lamb and beef. No steroids, no GMOs, no what do you call them? Steroids, any of that kind of stuff. No meal. All grass-fed, grass-finished. Drink milk and eat grass and clover and herbs. Highest quality lamb and beef in the world without a shadow of a doubt. We've got books as well. Got loads of books, brand new books as well. Handbook of the New Fenian, the Bible, Prayers of the Gael, the prayers of our ancestors. Check out our shop. Have a browse. See what you like. The Irish language books too if you want to learn at home. Even if you don't want to enroll in the course. You can get the trio there, 3-in-1. The basic Irish conversation and grammar. You can get that one. Prayers of the Gael. Get that one as well. Check out our shop, support our work, and if you want to support my election campaign, you can do so in the description as well. We're expecting this election to be called now any day. Okay, everybody, that's it for me tonight. Thank you so much for tuning in. We'll see you all again Sunday at 8 PM. We live stream Tuesday, Thursdays, Sundays at 8 PM. I'm going to leave it there. God bless you all. Aaron Gobra.